We're now under 75 days from the most anticipated theme park opening in history. And if you're anything like us, you're breaking down hype lists left and right and mentally preparing to step under that epic universe chronos, baby. So hop on board, because today we're diving into the world of Vikings and dragons as we break down our hype list for everything that How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk has to offer. So saddle up, sharpen your axes, take your shoes off, kick your feet up. Well, keep your shoes on, but that's all right. We're about to go for a ride. Let's go, baby.
Now look, if you know anything about us, we are all about the thrills and chills, and Wild Dark Universe is without a doubt one of our most anticipated lands. We did a little digging and realized that we were seriously sleeping on this land because it has a lot to offer, both for newcomers like Hawk and myself and How to Train Your Dragon mega fans. But enough chit chat, let's start with numero 6.
Fire drill.
Ooh.
Now, we have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the concept of this attraction.
A little bit.
Because if you know anything about us, we're not the biggest fans of water rides. And according to Universal, in this attraction, you're going to get soaked with a capital S.
Absolutely soaked. Now, I will say, on a hot day in Orlando like it is today, pushing 91 degrees.
Oh, yeah. We need it. We need us some fire drill.
Kind of need it. However, typically water rides are not our thing. However, we are putting it in our rankings because this isn't just a water ride, but it is a competitive water ride.
Right.
We love
We're all
ourselves
about that.
a little friendly competition.
Just the idea alone of jumping into a Viking ship, spraying at mechanical targets, count us in.
And what makes it even more exciting is that according to Universal, there is going to be a water penalty for the losing team.
Oh, can you imagine? I don't know.
The way that I think about this is kind of like in Nickelodeon, where you have when you're slimed, when
Jeez, that'll be
it's
rough.
just like water.
In other words, this attraction is going to get very competitive very quickly.
You spray the water at the targets, you hit as many as possible. Sometimes they split back at you depending on what they are.
Okay.
You can hit the other ships, but as you come around, it will tally and then it will pick a winner, and there may be a water penalty.
We're going to be spraying everything in sight, so hide your grandma, hide your kids, hide your mom. It's over. We're not going back.
Now, in this attraction, we are going to have over 130 targets, 2 dueling ships, and it is right smack in the middle of the land, meaning that everyone is going to have a front row seat to the action. So like Hawk said, hide your mom, hide your grandma, hide your kids.
That's right.
Now, as far as the theming goes, all of these attractions in this land, including this one, is going to be based off of the kids of the film franchise. So Fire Drill will be based off of the Vikings, Rough Nut and Tough Nut, who are a little chaotic, a little competitive.
Kind of like
us. But basically, we're going to be training at a Viking Fire Academy and learning how to put out these fires.
Will it be the first one that we run to, though? Probably not.
Depends on the weather.
Yeah, we'll see, depending.
But we're excited to see it
absolutely.
nonetheless. Now, when it comes to food, you cannot go wrong with How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, because they don't only want you to feel like a Viking, they want you to feast like a Viking. At number 5, we have themed food and dining. Let's talk about it.
We've got plenty of food options here at Isle of Berk, starting with number 1, which is a quick stop, Hooligans Grog and Gruel. So if you want a snack or a quick beverage or something like that,
Just
perfect
a quick
place
num
to
num
go.
num. Yes.
That's right.
A quick place to go. Now, number 2, we have the Spitfire Grill. Now, this is going to be a really cool place to eat because you're going to have the seating area along the sides where you will be able to see all of the folks battling it out along the shores of the Fire Drill boat ride.
Right. So, and you better hide your sandwiches, because if I see you, I'm going to be spraying your
I
sandwich.
don't even know if you can spray out that far.
I don't know. Let's just pretend.
Hawk's going to be on the boat just being like, are you not entertained?
Literally, yes. We'll see.
Now, finally, we have the one and only, the crown jewel of this land, which is Mead Hall. Now, this is going to be a massive gathering place where Vikings and dragons are able to feast together, and it is easily the most immersive restaurant in the entire land.
Immersive it is. I mean, just the entrance alone, you've got these big, massive doors that are, I think, about 16 feet 7 inches tall.
I mean,
that
that's
is
massive. That's
giant.
huge. You're literally walking into a huge Viking chamber at this
exactly
point.
what you're doing.
And
It's
inside, it's going to have these really tall ceilings. So we've heard a giant light fixture from the renderings that we've seen, Viking-style artwork, as well as huge wood-carved dragon heads on different pillars. I mean, the immersion here is through the roof.
They're not playing any games
here. I can't wait to see what this looks like.
Not only the immersion, but the food itself. And before I even get into that, I do want to admit, I'll be the first one to tell you that I was the one to say that Dark Universe was the place to be for protein-packed food. No. It is here, baby, because have you seen the Thawfest platter?
I actually have
It is huge. You got all sorts of meats in here. You've got chicken drumsticks. You've got salmon. You've got sausages, all in one. The plate is like the size of my head. I got a big head.
So basically, you're fitting all of like your protein goals in one plate.
Yeah, no, they've got everything here, from sandwiches to all sorts of meats. Like this place is the place to be if you want to feel like a Viking. Like,
I mean,
seriously,
I'm here for it.
Just thinking about it, I'm freaking hungry right now. I'll be honest.
Let's go get you some food then.
Now, before we jump into our number 4 spot, can I just stop you here for 1 second and just bear with me? Think about it. Close your eyes for a second, because imagine the feeling that you get when you walk under the arches at Universal. How it's going to feel when you walk for the first time under the epic Kronos. It's going to feel, dare I say, epic.
At number 4 on our hype list, we have the Untrainable Dragon Show. Now,
ready for this.
An Untrainable Dragon at How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk.
How does that even happen?
Universal does not play when it comes to live entertainment, and if we know anything about live entertainment at Universal, I mean, HHN, baby, it is next level.
100%. I mean, this show is already going to feature massive puppets. You're going to have lifelike dragons. You're going to have state-of-the-art effects to bring everything together. And it's an original story, so it's actually one we haven't seen before.
Basically, what this story brings you through is a journey of a mama dragon where she is reunited with her egg. And it's supposed to be a pretty heartfelt story, so maybe bring some tissues with you.
Right. You might cry.
But the most interesting part about this show, for those of us who aren't really ready for a heartfelt show, is that we're going to see a massive Toothless
flying over the crowd. So exciting.
Now, unlike other attractions where we have to guess, is this going to be a great show, and we have to wait until Epic actually opens, this is something that we already have some great reviews from, because this show is actually already playing at Universal Beijing. And based on its reviews, people are obsessed.
People are obsessed. Not only that, but it won an award, the Thea Award.
If you are not familiar with the Thea Awards in the theme park industry, that is basically like winning an Oscar, baby.
So imagine
this is essentially a Broadway dragon level production experience. Right. And if Universal pulls this off, right, which we know they will, this is going to be one of the best theme park shows, not just for Universal, but I say for all of Orlando,
Disney,
for all of the theme park industry.
They're coming for you, baby. They're coming. Moving on to our number 3 spot, we have Dragon Racers Rally. Now, this one is for the thrill seekers who want a little chaotic energy in their theme park experience.
Look at thrill seekers. Nice to
you
meet you.
How you doing?
Now, this is going to be a dueling sky fly attraction, meaning that you and I and Walk, we get to control how intense our ride experience is. So if you want to flip, if you want to spin, if you want to barrel through the sky, baby, the skyline is your choice.
Just like a dragon racer.
It's actually one of the attractions I was most excited for in the whole park. Getting to ride it during testing, I think I rode it like 7 times in a row.
And if you prefer to go a little bit smoother, a little less, I feel like that's going to be you.
A little less
with
dizzying.
A smoother, little less dizzying flight.
Then you can do that.
Exactly.
Exactly. You can do that too, because you are literally the one controlling your gondola.
The way I see it, honestly, it's like Vikings meets Top Gun. Think about it. You've got the friggin' plane going through the sky. You're going spins. I'm Tom Cruise, baby.
Okay, Tom Cruise of Isle of Berk. The Isle of Berk's Tom Cruise. All right, you heard it here first. Now, if you are a fan of How to Train Your Dragon, you already know how big of a deal dragon racing is in Isle of Berk. But just in case you aren't aware, just to catch you up a little bit, dragon racing is the ultimate competitive sport on Berk. So basically, if you know Harry Potter, then it's pretty much like Quidditch, but instead of broomsticks, we have fire-breathing beasts tearing through the sky.
Can you imagine that? I mean, that sounds way more badass to me, to be honest with you. I mean, just like we mentioned earlier, all of these attractions are going to be themed after the kids from the franchise. So this one is actually after the best dragon racer
and the
Astrid,
worst dragon
and
racer.
arguably the worst Snotlout, which they also have two towers that will be with their respective dragons. So you've got Hookfang, and the other one is Stormfly.
Now, which one's for Astrid and which one's for Snotlout?
Stormfly is Astrid. Hookfang is Snot. Are you quizzing me? What the?
I am. But honestly, I feel like this, even though this lands at our number 3 spot, this is probably one of the rides that I actually want to ride first. One, so I'm on an empty stomach and I don't get too dizzy, but I just want to fly like a dragon, baby.
On a dragon.
I want on a dragon.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. Honestly, I want to see the views. I'm not sure exactly how high it's going to be, but I can totally see that when we're on there, seeing those views, it's just going to be beautiful.
It's going to be amazing. I mean, think about when you're at Islands of Adventure or Universal on the tall rides. We're able to see pretty much everything, so I can imagine that we're going to be able to see some. And
can you imagine that at night? So I'm going to be able to see the land, the lights, and you projectile vomiting on the other side. It's going to be one heck of an experience.
At number 2, we have Hiccup's Wing Gliders, and now this is where things get interesting.
That's right, but before we dive into the attraction itself, I want to talk a little bit about the backstory. So kind of like we mentioned earlier, each of these attractions are based off of a character in the film franchise.
Yes.
So do you know who this one's after?
Take a guess.
Take a quick guess. You got it? Hiccup. Anyway. So basically what Hiccup is doing, he's building some sort of contraption like a dragon flying simulator because he wants us to feel like what it's like to fly on a dragon. But Toothless ain't too happy about it, so he basically launches us into the air.
Without our wings.
And as you know, if that's the case, it's not going to be so cozy and so fun flying through the air because this attraction we're going to be twisting and turning. We're going to be soaring through the lagoon. But honestly, I feel like we're going to see some pretty nice views overall.
Yeah, we are. It's not going to be, a magical flight through the sky. Right. But this is supposed to be a family-friendly coaster still. Now, I know that we've said we're not the biggest fans of family coasters. However, this one tends to go a little bit faster than the speeds of a usual family-friendly coaster would.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we actually have this at our number 2 for 3 reasons. One of them being what you just said. So this coaster actually goes about a little quicker, 45 miles per hour.
So if you are a fan here at Universal Orlando Resort, at Universal Studios, we have the Mummy, which goes about 40 miles per hour. And over at Islands of Adventure, we have Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which goes about 50 miles per hour. So this is going to be kind of like right there in the middle. And those are two of our favorite rides here at Universal
And speaking
Orlando.
of, and the second reason why we have this at our number 2 is because it appears to be that this is the same company that built Hagrid's and Jurassic World's Velocicoaster. And like you just said, those are some of our favorite rides. And the third reason why we have this at our number 2 spot is because if you know us, we're all about immersion and storytelling. And this is going to have a big story to it, especially 2 parts before. I guess there's going to be 2 launches in the coaster. And before each one, it's going to have a little show continuing the story. So honestly, I mean, it's got everything.
It reminds me sort of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, where you get to see Hagrid kind of like giving you a little show.
Talking to you, right?
And then when you're going backwards, you also have
that little pause of the tree.
Yes, exactly. Now, currently right now at Universal Orlando, we do have team member previews where the workers here at Universal Orlando Resort have been able to go see Epic for themselves, which amazing that they're the first ones that get to preview this. They already work hard enough to bring those experiences here at Universal Orlando to life for us. So very well deserved for them. However, we are hearing that this is a ride that you do not want to sleep on. It is amazing.
Not at all. I mean, we were interested at first and now we're freaking excited. The #1 spot on our hype list is theming and
atmosphere.
I mean, look, if you watched our Dark Universe video, you know that we're all about theming and atmosphere. Those are our biggest selling points for any land.
Huge. We want to walk into a theme park and just forget that reality
Right.
exists
Just escape
for
life.
a second. Escape life. Goodbye Sunday scaries. And if there is one thing that How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk is going to do better than anyone, is that immersion, because from the second that you walk into Isle of Berk,
Right.
you are no longer in Orlando.
Right, so basically Isle of Berk is going to take us between the second and third films, put us right in the middle of that. They're calling it Isle of Berk 2.5. So basically, this is going to be the golden age when Vikings and dragons both coexist. So
Live in
luckily,
harmony.
we're not going to be attacked here, so that's the good
We are
news.
the Vikings. We are living amongst the dragons.
Right.
And the moment that you walk into this land through the portal, you're going to be greeted by a massive lagoon with 2 towering Viking structures, each standing at an incredible 40 feet high.
That's huge.
And just beyond that, we're going to see this huge, colossal mountain in the distance, which
Straight
is
out of the movies.
straight out of the
100%.
movies. And when they say that everything is massive, they mean it. I mean, this is going to be the biggest land at Epic
100%.
Universe. We're talking
Huge.
15.5 acres of land, over 162,000 square feet of sculpted artwork.
That's freaking
and rock work.
ginormous. I mean, even some of the folks from Universal's own creative team, this came out of their mouths, that this land is supposed to be the best entrance portal view of the entire park.
I'm just going to say it. It is the best portal view out of
Okay.
all the lands.
Okay.
Okay.
No, it definitely
All right.
is.
I mean, that's saying a lot because I don't know. I got to see Dark Universe.
I want to see Dark Universe
because
first.
it's
Take
gonna
it
be
easy
competing
for a
with-
second. Right.
with
Celestial
these
Park.
Celestial
right.
Park, Dark Universe. But if we're hearing it from Universal Creative, I mean,
Right.
something that we gotta
Take a note of.
no.
100%.
And the biggest selling point for this land alone, I mean, it's the dragons.
The
baby.
dragons. Tell me, of course.
Universal is not holding back with this land, and they really want us to feel like we are right smack dab in the middle of the action. There are 30 animated and static dragons representing
17 different
species.
That's insane.
Yes, from all of the films,
Right.
as well as some of the episodes.
We're going to
Yeah.
see dragons perched up on rooftops. We're going
Yes.
to see them poking their heads out of buildings. Even the buildings themselves are going to feel alive because we're going to see dragon nests. We're going to see all kinds of details that really make Berk feel like a living, thriving village.
Kind of like we're in the middle of the
Right.
action.
Really,
I'm here
seriously.
for it.
But honestly, it gets even better though. Universal is using cutting edge technology to make the dragons fly over the land.
I mean,
Honestly,
seeing a flying dragon in real life, let that sink
Like,
in.
seriously.
We've seen flying characters on rides before, but we have never seen anything
Ever.
at this level of
Ever.
immersion.
Ever.
And so Hawk is going to be walking around Isle of Berk. I'm going to be walking around. You're going to be walking around Isle of Berk, and we're just going to look up.
I know, can you imagine? Seriously, like something just flopping its wings.
Exactly.
That's-
We're literally going to feel like we're in a movie.
Yeah, that's
That
the
is
kind
the
of-
level of immersion
100%.
that we want to live in, feel, and just like soak in. But it really doesn't just stop at the visuals.
Nope.
Universal has designed this land to feel alive in every way possible,
Right.
because we're going to be able to also meet and greet some of the iconic
Right.
characters from the films, like Hiccup, Toothless,
Right.
which I can already call that line is going to be
That's going to be out the door.
out the
It's
door.
going to be crazy. I mean, honestly, the entire land is just vibrant, just from the renderings. Everything that we've seen so far, vibrant, colorful. It's going to be full of energy. It's really going to feel like it's straight out of the movies.
Universal has taken this beloved franchise, and I really believe it just set a whole new standard for when it comes to immersion at a theme park.
100%.
And I genuinely feel like whether you are a huge How to Train Your Dragon fan or like us, you didn't really
Newcomers,
know
right.
that much about what this land had to offer.
Right. Because the more research that we did, like, we just kept getting more excited for this. I mean,
Way more excited. I feel like this is going to be one of those lands that we're just going to walk through that portal. I mean, us, you, and we're just
Right.
going to look at everything and be like, holy shit.
literally,
I did not expect that.
those words will come out of your mouth and you're going to remember us. Don't forget that.
And that that wraps up our top 6 rankings for How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. But don't click out just
We're
yet
not done yet.
because we do have an honorable mention.
Right, which is the Viking training camps for the little ones.
Yes.
Because I mean, we don't have any kids ourselves, but for families and for younger ones, they're gonna have all sorts of activities on how to train to be a Viking.
How to be a Viking, baby.
Right, so this is something that you should look forward to.
Now, from everything that we have read and learned about this land, it definitely seems like they're going to just deliver us a level of
100%.
epicness.
100%. I mean, honestly, to be totally honest, rankings aside, I'm really looking forward to everything that we named, even the fire drill ride. I mean, I'm okay to get a little wet. I'm fine with that.
Maybe in the summer.
But this is really exciting. I mean, I would say this was our last on the list of the lands to
that
look
we were
forward
the
to.
most anticipated for. And I will
Now?
be honest with you,
Yeah.
it has moved up to my number 2
Wow,
land.
that is huge. Not my number 2, but I'm also so excited for it.
Now, if you love all things theme parks, HHN, and everything in between, like Dark Universe, and you just can't wait for Epic,
That's
we
right.
have a ranking of Dark Universe that you gotta check out right
Over here.